Medical Johnny, coming at you with more C. Okay, so connective tissue. Tissue that is connected. So, tissue that connects, supports, covers, lines, pads, or protects other body structures. So, for example, ligaments that connects, for example, and then joints that connects two bones to rubbing together. Things like that, connective tissues, tissues that connect muscle to bone, things like that. It's connective tissue that keeps everything together. Constipation, a problem defecating because your stool is too hard. It's difficult, infrequent defecation with passage of unduly hard and dry fecal material. So, basically poop that is too hard and it's extremely hard to push out. Good thing we have medicine for that. But that is constipation, the inability to defecate. To constrict. Constrict is like a boa constrictor, where it curls up around something and then squeezes and gets tighter and tighter and tighter. That's not really a medical term, it's just a term in general, constrict. If I wrap a cloth around myself and I pull it tighter and tighter, it's constricting. So constrict. Continuing education. Hopefully you all continue your education beyond CNA, but it's your choice. Continuing education is formal classes, courses, or training programs to develop new knowledge or qualify one for career advancement. So basically what it is continuing your education to become something more than a CNA, to become an LVN, licensed vocational nurse, to become a nurse, become a doctor, things like that. It's to continue on and grow in career. Continuous, just like continuing education. Continuous is uninterrupted without stops. It's to continue and continue and continue, kind of like these videos, kind of. Contract. This is not contract as in written contract, but to contract. It's not to expand, but to contract. It is get smaller, shortening the length of muscle, thereby making the angle formed by bones and muscles smaller. So, for example, if this is my muscle, it's expanding, right? And then contracting. Expand, contract. So it's getting shorter. So contract, expand, contract. Contract is to get smaller and to get shorter. And it's mainly with muscles. So if that's contract, then contracture is an abnormal shortening of a muscle, drawing together, bunching up, or shortening of muscle tissue because of spasm or paralysis, either permanently or temporarily. So with an abnormal shortening of the muscle to where it gets extremely short, the drawing together, bunching up, right, bunching up, or shortening of muscle tissue because of spasms or paralysis, where there's a medical problem where your muscles are just so pressed together and shortened and pushed together. That's a contracture. Convalescence. Convalescence. The period of recovery before an illness, period of recovery after an illness or surgery. So if you just had bronchitis and you've been in bed for days and you're recovering from the symptoms and the bronchitis has just about left you, or whether you're ordered to bed rest for 6 weeks after surgery, something like that, that's convalescence. You are recovering from an illness or surgery. Convert, to change. This is not technically a medical term. If you can convert from an atheist to Christianity, a Muslim to Hinduism, a Republican to Democrat, you convert to change. You're just changing from one thing to another. I can convert this tweezer into scissors if I try cutting with it, you know? I can convert my hand into a weapon, that kind of thing. It's just to change something. Convulsive. Involving convulsions, rhythmic, involuntary contractions of muscle. So when, for example, if you have an eye twitch, it's going, or you have that spasm in your arm, and it's just not dangerous. I mean, convulsions could be dangerous, but when you have that twitching, it's involuntary convulsions that are rhythmic. It goes brrr, brrr. You've all had that. It's involuntary contractions of the muscle. That could be dangerous, as in maybe like a seizure, where your muscles are twitching and twitching and twitching, and they can't stop, and you can't stop them. You're unconscious, or you could be complex partial seizure. Remember that from our last words, where you're having a minor seizure, or you're having a full-blown seizure, or you're just having simple muscle spasms, muscle convulsions. So that's convulsive. So the next one is cooperation. You have to cooperate to be a team in your nursing, your CNA, your doctor. You know, a nurse doesn't do all the work. A CNA doesn't do all the work. A doctor doesn't do all the work. You have to cooperate with different people in the field to treat the patient. You have to all work together in a cooperation. It says working or acting together, uniting to produce an effect or to share an activity for mutual benefit. So we're all trying to benefit the patient. At least that's what you should be doing. Courtesy, being polite to others or yourself. You know, good day, how are you, making them feel good. If you were in hospice, you're already tense. So if all of a sudden somebody says to you, you're a jerk, that's not going to make you feel too well. But if they say, hello, how are you, lovely smile this morning, would you like a cup of tea, that kind of thing, that makes your day. It's courtesy. It makes the overall tenseness go away and doesn't even introduce tenseness. But just remember that different courtesy works for different cultures. A cubic centimeter. That'll be our last one on here. Cubic centimeter. A cubic centimeter is a centimeter, if you know what it is, like a centimeter is like that big, right? But making it a cube, because when you say cubic, that's 3D, and if you have a box, every side is since it's a centimeter, if it was a cubic inch, every side would be an inch, but this is a cubic centimeter. So you can pour water, for example, into a box that is a cubic inch because it has the volume. So a cubic inch is a measurement. And for example, this cup, a cubic centimeter would be very small, and you can put thousands possibly of cubic centimeters into that, because just think of a cube, a 3D cube, every line on it is a centimeter that makes up the whole cube, and that's the cubic centimeter. It says having a volume equal to a cube whose edges are 1 centimeter long. So every line on it has to be 1 centimeter long to make a cubic centimeter. So far we've gone through, and try and stop the video and see if you can remember what they are. Connective tissue, constipation, constrict, continuing education, continuous, contract, contracture, convalescence, convert, convulsive, cooperation, courtesy, and cubic centimeter. In the next video, we'll be doing just 5 terms to end this page, and then we'll have one more C, and then we'll start going into the D's in the video after that. So hopefully you have your words, hopefully you learned, and if there's any way I can improve these videos, please let me know. Thank you.